snakes, the elusive reptile. Despite the fact that many people are terrified of them, they are crucial to the ecosystem and an essential link in the food chain. The world is home to more than 3,000 different species of snakes, ranging in size from the tiny and docile garter snake to the enormous, poisonous king cobra. They are widespread throughout the world and can grow from less than a foot long to over 30 feet long. Snakes have existed for millions of years, as evidenced by fossil records from the Cretaceous era. In order to survive in a range of ecosystems, they have evolved a number of adaptations, such as venom to fend off predators, sharp teeth to aid secure prey, and a slim body that lets them move quickly and to squeeze into small spaces. They also have acute senses and can use their tongues to detect vibrations, heat, and even scent. Welcome to the Animal Channel, the one channel for all the interesting animal facts around the globe. Ready to dive in? Let's go. History. Snakes are limbless reptiles that are members of the serpent suborder. The world's snake species total more than 3,000, even though there is great interspecies variation in size and shape. All snakes are ectothermic and predatory. Snakes have evolved to occupy niches in a variety of ecosystems, including aquatic, arid, and underground ones. They can therefore be found on every major landmass, including the Pacific and Indian Oceans, with the exception of Hawaii, Ireland, New Zealand, and Antarctica. The vast majority of snakes are thought to be non-venomous, and they catch their prey either by strangling it or by overpowering it and consuming it whole. Historically, it was believed that 600 species of snakes were poisonous. Characteristics. Snakes display an amazing range of life history characteristics, including age and size at maturity, reproductive longevity, and the size and a number of young. For instance, whereas many snake species may produce clutches of 2 to 12 young, some species have been reported to produce clutches of more than 50 or even more than 100 young. Maternal body size is one of the main determinants of life history diversity, with larger females typically having more offspring due to a greater capacity for eggs in the abdominal cavity. Although this association does not seem to be as strong, larger mothers also frequently give birth to larger kids. Snakes have the ability to bite, strangle, urinate, defecate, and create a fluid from their cloacal scent glands that smell bad. A snake should not be approached from the front. Holding a snake by the back of the head and holding the head between your thumb and forefinger is how you handle one. The snake will resist you more forcefully if your hold is firmer. Snakes that are aggressive can be subdued by firmly grasping the head with the entire hand. Supporting the snake's body is crucial to avoid thrashing, which could break or dislocate the snake's neck or vertebral column. When a snake is placed inside a bag, the head is recognized and restrained with one hand before the bag is opened, and with the other hand, after the bag is opened, the head is restrained outside the bag. It is okay for little strangling snakes to coil around the handler's arm. The head is fixed as previously mentioned. When handling snakes longer than 2.5 meters, use 2 people. A snake hook can also be used to hoist or bind a snake, however using it too forcefully could result in serious head or spine injuries. Until the handler has it, the head can be gently pinned to the ground. A snake can also be handled with a snaking loop. Aggressive snakes can be sedated. Reproduction. Like in other species, the reproductive life history of snakes involves balancing the fitness costs and advantages of each individual reproductive event. Pregnant or gravid snake females incur expenses that go beyond the energy required to produce eggs, such as decreased mobility and an increased danger of predation. Additionally, the frequency of reproduction in snakes can depend on both the availability of past and present resources. With certain species, capital breeders rely more on energy reserves from earlier years, and others rely more on current foraging income breeders. In contrast to lizard and turtle species, which frequently reproduce annually with several clutches, snake species in temperate zones tend to be constrained to a single litter or clutch per year in the wild, possibly due to both seasonal and energy restrictions. New studies, however, indicate that some tropical species might lay many nests every year. Additionally, the frequency of reproduction changes throughout time depending on factors such as phylogenetically, geographically, or even among individuals, within a population with females reproducing annually in certain situations, or every other year, or even less frequently in others. Diet. Snakes eat animal flesh. This indicates that they only consume meat. Although they are sometimes viewed as pests, snakes can assist control pest populations by consuming rodents. A common misconception is that all snakes poison their prey by biting them and injecting them with poison. This can't be. The only snakes that employ venom to hunt are cobras, vipers, and closely related species. Typically, snakes just consume their prey whole. Large snakes, like the python, will engulf their prey entirely after strangling it to death. According to National Geographic, snakes may consume animals that are between 75 and 100 times their own size. They have been known to consume cows and crocodiles, among other creatures. The snake's jaw will unhinge in order to fit the huge prey into its mouth. Enzymes are released by the snake's body once the animal is inside to convert the food into usable energy. Snakes have a much slower metabolism than other animals, thus they don't need to feed as frequently. For instance, king cobras can go months without eating. But occasionally, eating a live animal can go horribly wrong. Although the cause is unknown, snakes have been known to erupt after consuming a living animal. Where do snakes live? There are snakes practically everywhere in the earth. They can be found in grasslands, wetlands, deserts, and woodlands. Many people reside in rock crevices or underground tunnels. Some snakes, like the North American cottonmouth water moccasin, spend a portion of their lives in water. Even though they are widespread throughout the planet, snakes do not appreciate the cold. They are ectothermic or cold-blooded, which explains this. This implies that, unlike warm-blooded species, they lack the ability to control their body temperature. Since their bodies do not need the energy to produce heat to keep them warm, if it is chilly outdoors, the snake will also feel the cold. Many snakes hibernate in underground tunnels during the winter. Snakes seem to appear gruesome, but the craziest fact is that they are quite interesting. Here are 7 interesting facts about them. 1. The individual skull bones of a snake are mobile and can move apart from one another, making it flexible. The bones are attached to one another by elastic ligaments. The snake's jaws may open as widely as they do thanks to the connection between the upper and lower jaws. Additionally, ligaments link the 2 halves of the lower jaw, allowing the parts to move independently of one another. To eat prey that is larger than their head, such adaptations are required. 2. Snakes do not chew their food with their teeth. Whether the prey is dead or still alive, it is always completely devoured. Since snakes may swallow prey that is 2 to 4 times their head's breadth, the skull must be able to resist an amazing amount of pressure. 3. Snakes can digest difficult things like feathers, hair, and bone because they have strong digestive enzymes. Some animals inject their prey with saliva that contains poisonous enzymes. Through fangs on the teeth, the saliva is injected. The venom damages tissue and starts the body's digestion process. When it comes to species like cobras, rattlesnakes, kraits, vipers, and sea snakes, this venom can occasionally be highly lethal. Though many snake species that are thought to be non-venomous have deadly substances in their saliva, there are about 300 snake species that are thought to be exceedingly harmful to humans. 4. Snakes also constrict their prey as a feeding strategy. In order to apply pressure to its victim from 2 or more points as the prey exhales, a constrictor coils its body around the prey. Since the animal is unable to breathe while restricted, suffocation results in death. The anaconda is one of the biggest snakes, is a constrictor. Anacondas, which may grow to lengths of more than 7.6 meters, eat small mammals like deer and peccaries as well as birds and other animals. A caiman, a kind of crocodilian measuring 1.8 meters, was discovered inside the stomach of one huge specimen. 5. Since snakes have no external ear holes, their hearing is designed to detect vibrations. Their vision is generally poor and only responsive to movement. Snakes typically use their keen sense of smell to locate prey. The Jacobson's organ, a unique organ found only in snakes, is made up of 2 pits lined with sensitive tissue. The Jacobson's organ pits receive minute scent molecules when snakes flick their tongues, which then provide the snake with information about its target. 6. Pit vipers have facial pits on both sides of the skull, below and between the eye and nostril. The pit is an excellent direction finder for finding warm-blooded prey or predators since it is highly sensitive to infrared radiation. 7. The rattle of a rattlesnake is composed of many strong keratin pieces. Every time a snake sheds, a new segment is added. The segments vibrate against one another when shook, creating a recognizable buzz. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment below. Turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos.